Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another Roblox video. Today, I have started playing Roblox Slap Battles, as you guys can see by the gloves below. And today, I will be ranking every single Slap Battle glove, except for admin gloves and Slap Royale gloves. And from all the way, one shot doesn't count because it's only for one shots. All the way from S tier to best to D tier to worst. The gloves are going to be in alphabetical order to be easier for some people to identify, like the order, but whatever. So without further ado, let's get into it. So first we got the Moai glove. It's before Acrobat and stuff like that because it starts with an emoji, and I think in alphabetical order in the like computers and stuff, emojis come before letters. I guess I don't know. Yeah, but Moai's first. Uh, Moai is a pretty good glove. I mean, it can only generate one Moai at a time, right? Yeah, so uh, you can only make one, but it's good because the Moai can stun people and it has really good range. So, because of that, since the Moai can has a really low cooldown to stunning anyone who's within range, I give it A tier because of that. Okay, so next up we have is Acrobat. Acrobat is kind of like default but better because the cooldown is like the same, but you can go way further even though by you can't slap people while you're doing the roll, but it's still super good and really underrated as well. And it's also completely free. You can also get it with 0 slaps. So that's why it's also A tier. Oh, and one more thing. I forgot to explain. The gloves here, like let's say that Moai, like as you can see here, is in front of Acrobat. That does not necessarily mean Moai is better than Acrobat. Okay, the only order that matters is the tiers. Like if I put like this or like this, it doesn't matter. Okay, so yeah. So and also it doesn't matter how you get the glove, how expensive the glove is. What makes the glove good is the glove itself. So there's also that. So next step here we have Adios. Adios is really good glove. Its power is that you can disappear and then you reappear anywhere in the map, except under it, of course. Um, and the cooldown is relatively short, and you can use it multiple times to save you from one shots, for example, or by falling down the map, or like a kill streak or something. So that is why I give it A tier as well. So now we have Anchor. Anchor is very underrated. One of the best combos is with Mega Rock. You can instantly one-shot everyone, even in no one-shot server. And just because of that, it's an A tier. There's no need to explain anymore. Okay, now I have Baller. Baller is a very interesting glove. It has a relatively high cooldown because it can spawn ballers. The ballers are pretty easy to dodge, the dodgeballs that they throw at you, but it takes more than just slapping them to kill them. You gotta slap them off the map or just wait for them to despawn. But if the guy using the baller glove spawns too many ballers, it can get pretty difficult to survive. So because of that, it's an A tier. So next up we have Berserk. Berserk is a very interesting glove. Cause what it does when you press E, it exchanges part of your health for power. But it's super good because with that you can simply essentially one shot people, and it's also allowed in no one shot servers. But the only reason why it doesn't go in one shot is because you can't just straight up one shot the person. You gotta get power first. But it's S tier. No need to explain anymore. Now we have Blocked. Blocked is just S tier. Extremely underrated. It's like, come on. Blocked, you literally slap the person and then they can't slap you back, but you can still slap them. The only thing that doesn't make it way too overpowered, but it's still super good, is that you can only block one person at a time. But it's also really good because you can block like one shots, like overkill or something. Okay, so next up we have Bob. Bob is really good. It's Super difficult to get, but like I said before, it doesn't matter how you get the glove, it just matters the glove itself. So Bob is S tier, definitely. Definitely S tier. Bob is just super good. It generates a bob, yeah. The only way to kill it, I think, is with the Cube of Death, which gives you the Orbit Glove. But other than that, if Bob kills you, you die. I mean, I don't know. Like, and also reverse doesn't work against it. Some gloves, Bob can bypass a few gloves like reverse, blocked. I think can bypass spectator. I'm not sure, but probably not. But it can bypass a few gloves that make you invincible for a certain amount of time. I think it can also bypass buddies. So next up we have is bomb. Bomb is interesting because it's kind of like so the bomb is not exactly a bomb, it's more like a C4 because you can determine when you want the bomb to explode. And because of that, it's A tier because you can just choose when the bomb explodes. Like you can wait for a person to come up and also because you can use it during a time stop. So yeah, that's why it's A tier. So now we have the most recently added glove, Boogie. Boogie is very, very good. It's kind of like disarm, but it can disarm multiple people at once. It's got a really high radius, and that is why it's S tier. Okay, so now we have what is it? Boomerang. Boomerang has passive ability. When you hit the player, it ragdolls in front of you, but then it goes up in the air and goes back. I mean, it doesn't do much. It could do pretty well in some combos, but like come on, like the passive only happens if you slap the player. Like, not many people use it. Like, I rarely see anyone use it, but it's pretty good with combos. But without any combos, it's kind of annoying and not that good. So it goes in B tier. Okay, so now we have Booster. Booster is very interesting because when you slap the player, he gets faster. I think that's how it works. I don't have Booster, so I don't really know how it works, but I think that's how it is. It's like the buggiest glove in the game, I think. And but when you slap a player once, it makes the player faster, fast as much as like Dream, I think. But if you don't slap them again, it could cause you lots of trouble. But if you slap them too much, they get pretty uncontrollable. But if you don't slap them much, that is why it's B tier as well. So now I have Brick. Brick. Ton of people say Brick is terrible. They're like it's a very bad glove. I don't think it's bad because it has a super low cooldown when placing bricks, and if someone actually ends up stepping on the Lego, they get down for a really, really long time, which gives you enough time to slap them. So yeah, it's B tier. The only reason why it's not A tier is uh, because it's not as good as the gloves in A tier. That's the only reason. So now we have Bubble. Bubble is pretty hard to get if you don't own a VIP server. You need to get 10 kills with Reaper without dying and a 250 kill streak. Yeah, I think that's what it is. A few people use it. It's the glove you need other than reverse to get a potato. Bubble is very, very good. Goes A tier. Cause if you're able to get someone in the bubble, they're pretty much dead unless you're like on one edge of the map and then they go all the way to the other edge. That's like the only situation in that they can survive. Or like if you bubble them in Slapple Island and then they go toward the main island. But yeah, it's A tier. So now we have buddies. In my opinion, buddies is one of the worst gloves in the game. It's D tier. Like, come on. Yes, you could use buddies like to get a few badges, like you befriend everyone in the server so that they don't kill you. But it can easily be bypassed with projectiles such as the bomb, the bus, and stuff like that. So it's D tier. It's really, really bad. I really don't like it. Cause also, other than the players not slapping you, which is something good, but you can't slap them either, which makes it terrible. In my opinion, it's one of the worst gloves in the game. So now we have Bowl. Bowl is a very underrated glove. It's not as good as they say it is, but it's not as bad either. Bull is really good. It can almost one-shot you. It's allowed in no one-shots, and it definitely goes in A tier. Okay, so now we have Bus. Bus is one of my favorite gloves in the game. It is so good. Its cooldown is kinda medium time, but like the bus is pretty difficult to dodge unless you know where it's gonna be and like who it's gonna target. But like if it hits you, you're pretty much dead. And also it doesn't work on reverse doesn't work on it, so S tier definitely. So now we have what's this? Chain. Is it chain? Where's the other one? Uh yeah, it's chain. Chain is kind of easy to get. You need at least 1,000 slaps so that you can go and slap Royale. But it's really, really good because it goes in A tier because you can slap multiple people at once. But other than that, doesn't really do anything. But it's kind of good and annoying when someone else uses it, cause it's can the close it can when you slap someone it also slaps other people who are close to it. Kind of like the Electro Spirit from Clash Royale. If he was a Slap Battles glove, it would be Chain. Okay, so now we have Colt. No, wait, no, this is Colt. Oh, no, 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 this is Charge. To get Charge, I think you need to get, what, 5 kills in Slap Royale and win? Yeah, it's kind of difficult to get, but, like, it's really, really good. It's kind of like but Sparky, but it's not. It's kind of like Sparky, yeah. Um, I think Charge should go either in A tier or B tier because like has a pretty high cooldown, and the if you miss the shot, you just waste it, and then you have to do everything all over again. Um, I think Charge can go in A tier because it's pretty good if you get the player. Okay, so now we have Cheeky, costing at 3,000 slaps. It transforms you into a blue boulder with a happy face that you can roll around, kind of uncontrollable to use, but it can get you around the map really quickly, and that is why I give it A tier, because it's really good for fast travel and you can almost ambush anyone. And I think it's also you can also slap players while you're inside of the cheeky, and it's really good. That's why it's A tier. Um, and then we have now Confusion, one of the hardest gloves in the game to get. What it does, I think it says, "What the dog doing?" And like makes the player's screen with some different colors and makes the controls inverted. If you get slapped by it by the first time, you're definitely most likely going to die. But yeah, I would put it in B tier because it's pretty easy to get used to it once you learn how to use the inverted controls. Well, now we have Conveyor. Costs what, 10,000 slaps? Yeah. Conveyor is really good. Goes in A tier because it's kind of like a Roblox conveyor when you slap the player, and it's if you don't jump, you're pretty much dead because I think it goes faster than how you walk unless you're like using Dream. So yeah. Okay. So now we have Colt. Colt goes in B tier because it's only powerful the more people you have using Colt as well. But you also cannot slap the players who are also using Colt, which means that like if 13 people using Colt are trying to slap someone, they can only slap that one person. That person is most likely just gonna leave the game since it's being constantly targeted. But if there are a lot of people using Colt, you can get quite powerful. It's kind of like a kill streak, but it depends on how many people are using it too, and not how many kills you get. But it's B tier because there's the maximum amount of players in the game is kind of low compared to other Roblox games. Kind of like, I mean, no, but like, come on, 14 people. Like, the more people you have, the more powerful you are. Yes, that's good, but you can't slap them. That's why it's B tier. If you could slap them, it would be A tier, not S tier, because it has to be other people using it, which is kind of annoying. Unless you're like Unless you have a ton of friends that also have Colt. Okay, so now we have custom. Okay, this one is interesting because it's a Game Pass glove. Costs 750 Robux, I think. And all it does is it's like diamond, but you can control, like, you can choose the picture and like how much you have it, like how many, like your the speed of the glove, and like you could, but it's pretty cool because you can choose like the texture of the glove and the texture of the rock. You can choose if it's normal rock or mega rock. It's really really cool. And also because you can choose the sound it makes. You can annoy players pretty much. It's more like a troll glove, but it's really good for PvP too. Not gonna lie. So custom goes in S tier because yeah, you can. The only reason why it goes in S tier is also because you can customize the power of the glove. Minimum 40, maximum 60. So as much as the maximum with thick. So yeah, it's really good. Now we have default. Okay, default is definitely an A tier. It's like the starter glove. It's pretty basic, but its ability really makes up for it. The fart blast. It gives you a temporary speed boost. It's just way too good to be the normal glove. But Tencel, I like it the way it is. You don't need to change it, nerf it, buff it, or anything. Okay, it's good. So now we have defense. Defense is interesting because it's kind of like the anti-social glove, and like nobody can enter the block except you. You could use it to like on teamers and stuff, but it goes in B tier because it doesn't do much except a giant square. And yeah. So now we have Detonator, also one of the hardest gloves in the game to earn. Detonator is definitely going to S tier. Why? Because it's Detonator. Detonator is Detonator. Come on, it's Detonator. It's S tier. Come on, it's got to be S tier. So now we have Diamond. All Diamond does is transform you into a giant invulnerable rock. That's why it goes in B tier, because you can attack, but you can't be attacked. But also, it's kind of annoying when other people use it, because they can stay in the rock for as long as they want. It's kind of like defense, but cheaper and slightly more annoying. Now we have Dice. Dice is extremely underrated. It definitely goes in A tier. Its power is randomly generated between 5 to 100. Yeah, I think that's right. Most people say it's bad because it gets 5 power. Doesn't do anything basically, but come on. You still get slaps. Its highest power is 100, which is very, very powerful. Come on. Dice is pretty good. You gotta admit it. Now we have Disarm. Definitely an S tier. You hit the player, they lose their glove for a temporary amount of time. Perfect to use against perfect to use against one shots and teamers and stuff. It's a really good glove. I really like it. S tier. Now I have Dominance. I don't have this glove. You need to get it. So I think win a Slap Royale game. Yeah, that's all you need to do. But it's kind of bad. Like B tier, cause it generates like a circle area with aura or something like it, and that if you stay in it, you get more powerful and faster. But like most people know what's gonna happen if you stay in there, so they just keep outside of the circle. So B tier. Now I have Dream, costing at 1750 slaps. It's a very, very good glove. I really like it. Perfect for grinding slaps, really fast, has a small knockback, that you're able to you're able to slap the person multiple times. You're really, really fast with it, cause yeah, S tier. Now we have Duelist. Duelist is an interesting glove because what it does is it chooses a random player that's the closest to the portal that it generates to 1v1 you. The only reason why it's not C or D tier is because you can 1v1 people in peace, and because you get a higher amount of power when it goes from 50 to 70, right? I think that's right. Yeah, 50 to 70. Yeah. Okay, so that's what it does, but come on, the player can just uh dribble the duelist guy and just go back to the portal. Like it's not that good. B tier. Now we have Oh, elude. Elude is very interesting. It's pretty hard to get, to be honest. You need to complete the maze with the generated code and stuff that has only a certain amount of chance to appear in every few minutes. But once you, it's like the Walmart version of Ultra Instinct. It's like, Mom, can we have Ultra Instinct? No, we have Ultra Instinct at home. Ultra Instinct at home, elude. Yeah, it's like, I don't think it's that good. The only thing that does it is teleport you somewhere random around the map. It's kind of like Adios, but it's passive, and it also has its bypasses. That's why it's C tier. Now we have Engineer. To get Engineer, I don't remember how many slaps you need to get Engineer. I think it's like 9,000 or something like that. What Engineer does, creates kind of like the Engineer from Team Fortress 2. It creates a sentry that that has a spinning slap and stuff. You can camp the sentry. It's kind of like to bait players into the sentry for them to get slapped. What's also good about this glove is that those people who get slapped by the sentry also gets added to your slaps. So it's really good glove. I would give it definitely an A tier. Oh, now we have the error glove. Error glove, like most people would say, it's a one shot. Like, there's no reason to explain anymore. It's a one shot. You get hit, you die. That's it. It's over. Okay, so now we have, what is this? It's extended. Extended is really good glove to grind slaps. It's like one of the best gloves in the game, to be honest. S tier, definitely S tier. Now we have fish. Another S tier. You need to go to sleep for 1 hour. It's kind of painful to get, but once again, we're talking about the glove itself, not how you get it or how much it is. But it's really good. It's kind of like it saves you every time you fall out of the map because you can just flop back to the arena. It's really, really good. S tier. So now we have Flamerang. Flamerang is pretty good, also an S tier, because what it does, it creates a boomerang that spins around you made of fire, and it's pretty big. So yeah, S tier, definitely. Ooh, now we have Flash. Okay. Flash is definitely one of the best starter gloves. It's really good. I think it's 315 slaps. Yeah. It's kind of like default, but it teleports you further, and it sort of has a more cooldown, but it's really good. Definitely an A tier. So now we have Fort. Why do people even use this glove? It just makes a wall that a really not so wide wall that you can basically just go around or jump over. You can like also just slap it to break it, I think, or the owner has to do it. I don't know, but I don't think it's that good. That is why I give it a C tier. Now we have Ghost. Makes you invisible, allows you to slap the player while you're invisible. You can be invisible for as long as you want unless you slap someone, but S tier. It's really good. Its ability takes a while to develop, but it's really, really good. Oh, now I have Glitch, a rather slightly annoying glove. So you gotta do is have a jet orb spawn, and then you need to slap it with the error glove. But an interesting fact about this glove is that you don't necessarily need error to get it. You can have someone else who has error, and then they slap the jet orb, and then you collect it. Yeah, that also gets you glitch. That's a method to get glitch, even though you don't have the error glove. Its ability, it's kind of cool. I really like its ability. It's really, really good, although it's kind of annoying. But if you're annoyed by it, it's your own problem. So that is why I give it an A tier. So now we have another one shot. God's Hand. Can stop times, just a one shot. Okay. Golden. Golden is definitely an S tier. Its ability, it's kind of long to get it, but once you do it, it's really worth it. It makes you completely invincible, gets you extra slap power. It's really, really good. Cannot not be an S tier. Now, this one is Goofy. So to get Goofy, you gotta get slapped by Confusion, and then another person who has Goofy. It's like it kind of like flips you around when you get slapped by it, and then you get kind of slippery. That's why it's an A tier, because it's kind of hard to move around if you get slapped by it. But yeah, A tier. That's the only reason why it's not S tier, is because it's still kind of easy to get used to. So this one is Gummy. Gummy is a very, very good glove. You can you can just when you slap someone, it can go from 1 to 3 like bubbles, I guess, around the person. And then when these bubbles popped, it's like as if they got slapped again. It's kind of like voodoo, but passive. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it's also really, really good. Definitely an A tier. So now we have Hallowjack, a holiday glove. To get this glove, I think you need a 10 kill streak and then click on the grave in the map when Halloween comes up. Yeah, it's a pretty, really good glove. It's kind of like Bus, but but it disconcentrates you more. But it can't, it's not as powerful as Bus, which is why I put it in S tier. It's really, really good. It's super good. It's like the jack-o'-lantern is really wide. I think it's wider than the Bus. And yeah, it kind of disconcentrates you a little bit, even though it's not as powerful as Bus. It's still as good as it. It's S tiered as well. Okay, now we have Hybrid. So to get Hybrid is kind of hard. You need to have the Rage Glove. Where is Rage? Where's the Rage Glove? Where's the Rage Glove? Up here. You need to have the Rage effect for over 20% rage applied on you for a minute. That's how you get Hybrid. Hybrid has press A to use cooldown. Its cooldown is basically non-existent, and it can have 4 effects. By pressing E, you can switch between them. The first one is extra power. There's extra speed, lower gravity, and higher gravity. So it's kind of like Golden, but there's no cooldown. It's kind of like a mixture between Golden, Moon, Jupiter, and Dream. It's really good, extremely underrated. Definitely an S tier. Okay. So now we have, what is this? Ice Glove. Hit the player, freezes them for a little bit. The block of ice is realistic because it's slippery. Definitely an S tier. So now I have Jet, also S tier. To get this glove, you need to wait for a jet orb to appear, a yellow orb, and then you gotta collect it. But you can't slap it without air glove, or else you get the glitch glove instead of the jet glove. But it is really good glove. I really like it. It was my main for a pretty long time. It's very, very good. S tier. Okay, so now I have Jupiter. Very underrated. To get this glove, you just gotta survive a God's Hand slap. It's pretty underrated because the higher gravity, that seems bad, but it can survive God's Hand if you use it. Like, come on, it's not that bad, and you can get it at 0 slaps, B tier. So now we have Kill Streak. Can become a one-shot, but isn't instantly a one-shot. But it's really good glove as well. That's why it's S tier. Kinetic is basically stun, but the more you get slapped, the more powerful you get. S tier, please. Yes, please. So now we have, what's this? I can't read it. Wait. Oh, wait, no, it's Leash? Yeah, it's Leash. Okay, it's Leash. To get this glove, you need to have 14 cult users at once in the server, all of them in the arena. It's kind of hard to get if you're not in the Slap Battles Discord server, but that's how I got it. I was in the Discord server of Slap Battles, and then I went in a private server link. So I got the Leash glove. Everyone had to use the cult glove, and then I got the cult glove. Yeah, it's really, really good. I would give it an A tier, because if you slap the player, they kind of get leashed, and they only get unleashed when you get slapped. And it's very annoying too. Most people will target you if you use this glove. in a public server. So now we have Link. I find Link as annoying as Leash. To get Link, you need to equip the Air Glove, right? Yeah, I think that's what you gotta do. It's A tier as well. It's also an A tier because whatever happens to you, other than getting slapped, also happens to the players you slapped. Which means that if you slap someone and then you reset, they also die. It's very annoying. You're definitely going to get targeted for using this glove. Now I have Magnet. Magnet is so good. It is so underrated. Like, come on. It's kind of like Zahando, but instead of teleporting people to you, it teleports you to the person. Definitely an S tier. So good. Like, come on. You can't get me wrong with this one. Now we have, what is this? You've got mail. Glove. Very, very annoying, but it's a skill issue. A tier. Generate some email pop-up on your screen with the "You've got mail" sound. If you click on OK, you die unless you wait 3 seconds for the X to appear. Yeah. Mega Rock. So we have Mega Rock over here. Mega Rock is very, very good glove. It's a diamond, but whoever touches you dies. A tier. And the more people you kill, the bigger it gets. So, and it does some pretty good combos with other gloves. Now I have Mitten, another holiday glove. I think to get it, you need to open a gift that someone else opens with a Mitten glove during Christmas. Yeah, I think that's what it is, right? I don't know. I'm gonna have to check the Slap Battles wiki later. But if I don't really know what to tell about this glove, but I think I'm kind of neutral about it. I don't think it's that good, but I don't think it's that bad either. All you have to do is just not touch the present. B tier. So I have Moon. What Moon does, it's Jupiter's twin brother, which although it's the opposite. Instead of giving you higher gravity, it gives you much lower gravity. It's kind of like Spring, but better. But if you get slapped, you're pretty much dead unless you unequip the glove, which puts gravity back to normal. B or C tier? I think C tier, because most people forget to unequip it when they get slapped. So now we got Obby, a glove that was not made for slapping players. A tier. It's really good because you can just make obbies with it. It's really fun to use, especially with your friends. So now I have Orbit, one of the most annoying gloves in the game, and it's the glove I personally hate the most. I hate it, but come on, it's kind of good. All you have to do for it is kill Bob. You can literally get it at 0 slaps. It's the best slap grinding glove in the game. Yeah, it definitely an S tier. So now I have Overkill. 999 Robux for this kind of thing. No thanks, but it's a one-shot, has infinite speed. I think it's okay for its price. I wouldn't say it's worth it or not worth it. I'm kind of neutral about it because, like, I don't have it, but a lot of people are going to target you. But, like, there are a few gloves that require having an overkill to get it, like the Flamerang and, like, another glove, Rage. No, wait, no, not Rage. It's called Shard. To get Shard, you need an overkill user. Okay, so now I have Phantom. So Phantom, I would put it in A tier, but it's cool, but it makes you invisible, but you can see where the player is when he turns invisible right away. Like, you can see that there's like a smoke trail. So that's why I'd put it in B tier, because also the cooldown's not that big, and you can also get slapped even though if you're in Phantom mode, and Ghost users can see invisible Phantom users too. And if you block a Phantom user, you can still see him when he turns invisible. That's why I would put it in B tier. So now I have Phase, Phantom's brother. Phase is pretty good. You gotta wait for a black orb to spawn around the map. It's a phase orb, and then you need to collect it. That's all you gotta do. You get the phase orb. The phase glove. A tier. It's Phantom, but better. You can still see the player, but like you can't fall under the map while you're using it, and it's got much higher effect time than Phantom. It's just better than Phantom, A tier. Now I have Ping Pong. Costs 18,500 slaps. It's an S tier because if you get hit by the ping pong ball, you're pretty much dead. But and also if you're pretty unlucky, which also already happened to me once, you can get hit by one ping pong ball twice. Yeah, it's very unlucky and you definitely die. Unless you're like at Slap Island or something, which is probably not going to happen. Okay, so now we have Plague. To get Plague, you need to get hit by someone else who has Plague already. Um, the unluckiest moments ever that could happen to you is if you're at 250 kill streak and you get hit by Plague Glove. Oh man, that would suck so much, cause getting hit by Plague Glove is definitely gonna get you dead. But it's not a one shot because it doesn't kill you right away, but B tier. Now we have Potato, definitely a one shot because a potato kills you. But if you're with a potato effect and you slap someone else who doesn't have the potato, gets the potato to them, which means you don't necessarily die. It could be someone else. And that is why I would give potato let me think. I'd give potato an A tier. Oh wait, no, A tier. Yes. Now we got Pole. Terrible glove. I hate it. It does almost nothing. Really, really bad glove. D tier. Now we have Pusher. This one is interesting. Pusher, although its name is the exact opposite of Pole, it does nothing like it. Not even the opposite. But it's really, really good as well. It's definitely an A tier. Its giant wall can almost kill you. It's definitely gonna kill you if you're in one of the small islands. And yeah, if you're in Slap Island, say goodbye. You're gonna die. Now we have Rage. Rage. A lot of people say it's terrible to get. It's absolutely insanely hard to get. What you gotta do is slap a 50 kill streak user or higher and kill them with the default glove. Like I said before, default glove is really good. It's an A tier, but come on, bro. 50 kill streak. Come on. It's almost impossible. Unless you're like at 75 or something. But like, it's almost never going to happen because they also have the Soul Snatcher ability. But what it does, it's kind of like a kill streak, but instead of killing players, you just have to slap them, which is definitely an S tier. It doesn't have like the kill streak does, the ability, the giant ball that you throw at people to kill them, the soul snatcher thingy. But makes you faster and higher power, so it's really good. S tier. Now I have Rattle Bones, one of my favorite gloves, even though I don't have it. I've seen people use it several times before. It can spawn Larry. You can spawn Larry inside the Golden Slapple tree too, which can be used to troll players when the Golden Slapple spawns. What Larry does is that he pursues the nearest player, unless when Larry is spawned, the person who spawned Larry gets slapped, and then the Larry turns glowing red, plays the initial guitar riff from Bad to the Bone, and it pursues the player that slapped the Rattlebones user. It is really, really good. It's definitely, like I said before, one of my favorite gloves, even though I don't have it. Definitely an S tier. Now we have Reaper, one of the most targeted gloves in the game, if not the most targeted one. What it does, it's kind of like a kill streak, but instead of having to kill the player, I mean, you have to kill the player, but it's kind of like a one-shot unless they kill you before the 30-second timer goes down. But the more kills you get, the faster you get. I think you'll get more power, but also the shorter the time for you to die before killing the person is. But it's really good glove, S tier. So which one is this? Redacted. Redacted? Ability abduction. Yes, redacted. Worst glove in the game. Terrible. Super, super bad. It sucks. The only reason why it exists is to get other people to have it. Like, it sucks. Now I have. I was about to say this was Swapper, but no, Swapper's here. This is Replica. Replica is so good. It makes a clone who slaps players S tier because also it's really good to grind slaps. Because if the clone slaps a player, you get the slaps that the clone does. It's kind of like a minion or something like that, like a servant. But it's like you created it, so it's kind of like you, but a bot. It's also way dumber. S tier, and it also has a 1 out of 7,500 chance of spawning Bob himself, which will grant you the Bob glove. The best way to grind for it is by spawning a clone, and then if it's not Bob, you just reset and try again until you get it. Okay, so now we have Reverse, one of my favorite gloves, S tier. It can counter almost anything except for like Bob and Bus and stuff like that. But you can best glove to counter one shots is the Reverse, in my opinion at least. S tier. Now I have Random Number Generator. The only thing that doesn't make it D tier is that you can almost like sometimes you can get the person to you slap for them to get flung directly above you, which means that you can slap them again. And that is the only reason why it's C tier, or else it would be D tier. To get this glove, you need to get the 100 power in the dice glove. I accidentally got this. I didn't even know that was how you got this, but whatever. So now we have, what is this? Rocky. Rocky is very interesting glove. If anyone who gets hit by the giant boulder is turns into the diamond effect, you can also do that to counter Reaper countdown. You do it on the person Reaper who slapped you. The countdown ends, and then you're safe. And also if a person that's already in diamond gets hit by the rock, it turns into a mega rock, which is very, very interesting. I honestly would give it A tier. It's pretty good. Now we have Shard. It's interesting way to get this glove. You gotta go to the brown building in the Slap Royale, find the math questions, solve them, and then you can do have the code, and then you go to the bunker in the barn to get put the code in, and then you open the door, and then you get the badge and the glove. It's pretty good, and it's really OP because it's really good for grinding slaps. Because if someone gets hit by the shards, it counts as a slap, which is very, very interesting. I would give this glove. Um, Let me think here. Hmm. What would I give this glove? I would give it an A tier. It's pretty good. Now we have Shield. What Shield does, it makes the shield around you, and that's it. If someone gets a force field, if someone gets inside the force field, they can still slap you, which is why it is a B tier. Most of the time you're gonna slap the person, but they can also slap you, which will, I think, turn off the shield, right? Shikuchi, one of my favorite gloves, S tier. It can most of the time can save you from falling down the map. It can save other people from falling down the map too, which is also something very interesting is an interaction between these two. What the ability does to Shikuchi costs 6,000 slaps. It it's a guaranteed slap. It does that omae wa mo shinderu nani meme, and then you slap the player, your eyes turn red. But however, if a reverse person activates their ability and then you use the Shikuchi ability on them, their eyes will turn red and will end up slapping you which is very interesting. I really like that add to the game. Now I have Slapple. When I got this glove second try when the golden Slapple spawned. When it spawned the second time, I almost had a literal heart attack. My heart like skipped a beat or something. I was like, "Oh my god, no way!" And I was doing anything in my power. I was doing everything in my power to get it, and I got it. I did it instead of one guy that really wanted it, which is why uh, I felt extremely sorry for him. No, honestly, I never felt that much guilt in my life. It's kind of like Woe Glove, but its cooldown is lower, and it's called. And instead of showing a jump scare of a meme or something, it does a giant tree. And instead of and the ragdoll is also not as long and powerful as much as the Woe Glove, but it is still very very good glove. I would honestly give this glove an A tier. It's pretty good to run away from your problems. Snow, S tier. One of the best. This is literally the best beginner's glove to grind for slaps. Okay. Now we have Snowball. This glove, I don't really know what it does. It's not that good. C tier. I have Space. C tier as well, because what it does, it just gets zero gravity for a pretty short amount of time, and its cooldown is really, really long considering like how it works. C tier. Now we have Sparky. The more you run, the faster and more powerful you get, essentially being able to one-shot somebody. The reason why it's not an S tier is because if you if you take too long to slap someone, you have to do everything all over again. Its cooldown's pretty high, and if you can easily miss a player or accidentally throwing yourself into the void. So yeah, A tier. Now we have Spectator, another Game Pass glove, S tier. Invincible, unable to kill anyone else. There are a few bypasses to it, like such as Rocky and Cheeky, that are able to push the spectator off the map. But other than that, S tier. Okay, so now we have Spin. Costs -3 slaps. That's actually true. Costs, there's a sign below it saying that it costs -3 slaps. It's pretty interesting. Load it to the lobby, look up, see something different, click on it. That's the Spin glove. What it does, It's when you're in an arena, it just spins around. It's a pretty funny meme glove, to be honest. But considering how good it is, not how funny it is, I think I would give it a C tier, cause you also gotta time your slaps pretty good. But people who use this glove are true Giga Chads. Now we have Spring. It gets B tier. It's kind of like Moon, but you don't jump as high. Sometimes it could be good, sometimes not, but B tier. Now we have Spy. I really like this glove, S tier. Slapping behind a player will get your power from 50 all the way to 100, would do a critical hit, sound, and noise, and will turn your avatar into the player, which is also a really good cosmetic for this glove, S tier. Now we have Squid, a very, very annoying glove. Oh my gosh. I hate people who use this glove. A tier. It's an A tier, because it basically blinds your entire screen. Now we have Stop. What does Stop do? Stops you. That's it. At A tier. It's pretty good. You could miss the area of the place where the person stops, or while the person is stopped. If you slap them, they automatically unstop, even if the stop time isn't up yet. And you can also get slapped by someone behind you, which is not that good, but A tier. Stun, a very, very good glove for beginners. Less than 1,000 slaps, really, really good. A tier. Now we have, what is this? Oh, Swapper, A tier. Swapper is one of the gloves I used the most before I got Warp, But yeah, it's really good. You can use it to troll people by making them walk off the map. Stay on the edge of the map. Wait for try to look for someone who is unnoticed, like doesn't know what could happen to them, and then you swap places with them, and then they could, unless they have good reflexes, walk out of the map. Really good glove, A tier. Now we have Thick. One of my favorite gloves, one of the best gloves for grinding slaps, S tier. The more people you slap, the bigger it gets, but unfortunately it doesn't get the size the entire map. But it's still an S tier because it's really, really good. And it also, other than increasing its size, it increases its power. Really, really good glove. Now we have, what glove is this? Table Flip. Oh my god. Some people say it's overpowered. It costs 15,000 slaps, pretty expensive, especially for newer players. It's kind of like Bus, but I think it has a lower cooldown. But what it does, but it's pretty easy to avoid. It's not as wide as the Bus. I think it doesn't give you as much knockback as the Bus does, and it's way easier to dodge because also you can just jump over it. That's why it's a B tier. Now we have Thanos, A tier. An interesting thing that this glove does is that you can choose where you teleport, which is really, really cool. Um, I'm actually had this idea once. I'm gonna suggest it on the Slap Battles Discord server and subreddit. Is that rework the Thanos glove, make it more expensive, but make a glove with a different name, like I don't know, Time Machine or Time Travel glove, that that works the same as the Thanos glove, costs as much as it does. Make the Thanos glove 21,000 slaps, and what it does is that when you slap 6 players without dying and you activate the ability, it kills half the server. That would be so cool. 6 players because of the 6 Infinity Stones that Thanos needs to be able to snap his fingers and end half of the universe. That would be so cool. I'm gonna do that as soon as I'm done with this video. Okay, now we have the Flex. It's a one-shot, costs 100,000 slaps, extremely expensive. So now we have Track, S tier. It makes a glove that follows you, that when touches you, it explodes. It's impossible to avoid it. Really, really good. Now we have Trap. Most painful glove to get in the game, probably the hardest, but definitely the most painful one to get. What it does, it can make invisible traps that if you step on it, you get stuck for a while, giving the owner of the trap glove enough time to slap you. It's a pretty good glove. Once again, it doesn't matter how you get the glove, but yes, how the glove is, and yes, the glove itself. So I would give it an A tier. It's pretty good, to be honest. Oh wait, no, not B tier. A tier. Okay, here we go. Tycoon. Really good glove. One of my favorite ones. It's a Tycoon, and the more, whatever you call it, it has, the more powerful it gets. A tier. Now I have Ultra Instinct. My personal favorite glove. Tied with Voodoo, Bus, and some other gloves that I forego. This glove has a 50% chance to dodge any slap, including one-shots like these. And it also has infinite speed, which is really good. That is why I give it S tier. It's a Game Pass glove, although it is cheaper than the custom glove. So now I have Voodoo. Voodoo, when I got it, it was the only glove I used until I got Bus. Like, seriously, come on, guys. The cooldown is pretty short. It's really good. You can slap the person twice, which is a free ×2 slaps Game Pass pretty most of the time. It's definitely an S tier. Come on. You can't get me wrong with this. So now we have Warp, B tier. It's kind of like Swapper, but instead of swapping places with someone, you get teleported behind a person. It's kind of like Shikuchi, but it doesn't have a guaranteed slap. But it can happen very, very suddenly. That's why it's B tier. The only reason why it's not A tier is because it was a really long cooldown. On my opinion, I think its cooldown should be shorter than Swap's cooldown. Like, come on. Make its cooldown shorter than Swap, but slightly longer than Shikuchi. Come on. Now we have Whirlwind. Whirlwind is literally the Beyblade glove. The ability name says for itself. Let it rip. Come on. Super iconic glove. It was really OP back in the day. I mean, I mean, 1 or 2 months ago. But thankfully, Tencel nerfed it. But it's still as good as they say it is. S tier. Now I have Woe Glove. S tier as well. Slapple, but better. That's literally it. Now we have Wormhole. What Wormhole does, it creates 2 portals. That's it, but it can be pretty good to get between Slapple Island and Moai Island. It's and like stuff like that. It's really good. You can ambush a player and like cause them to think you're a hacker and like stuff. But most of the time it won't happen because they just know that it's a glove. B tier. Now we have Zahando. S tier. Magnet, but more annoying and more infamous too. Now the last one, Z glove, or the sleep glove, or whatever you want to call it. It's like diamond glove. Where is it? Here. But instead of turning you invulnerable, it just gets you to sleep. I would give it C tier because people can still slaps you. People can still slap you. Unlike the diamond glove and mega rock glove. But yeah, that's it for today's video, guys. This is the tier list. By the time I'm done uploading this video, I'm gonna download the picture and upload it to the subreddit, and I'm gonna also create a post in my on the channel with a tier list image that you can download and use it for yourself. So continuing on the one shots, we have the one shots. Error, God's Hand, Overkill, and the Flex. S tier, we have Berserk, Blocked, Boogie. I was about to say Bobble, the admin glove, oh my god. Bus, Custom, Detonator, Disarm, Dream, Default. Oh, no, it's Extended, sorry. Dream, Extended, Fish, Flamerang, Ghost, Golden, Hallowjack, Hybrid, Ice, Jet, Killstreak, Kinetic, Magnet, Orbit, Ping Pong, Rage, Rattlebones, Raper, Replica, Reverse, Shikuchi, Snow, Spectator, Spy, Thick, Track, Ultra Instinct, Voodoo, Whirlwind, Woe, and Zahando. A tier, we have Moai, Acrobat, Adios, Anchor, Baller, Bomb, Bubble, Bull, what's this? Chain, Charge, Cheeky, Conveyor, Default, Dice, Engineer, Flash, Glitch, Goofy, Gummy, what's this? Leash, Link, Mail, Mega Rock, Obby, Phase, Potato, Pusher, Rocky, what is it? Shard, Slapple, Sparky, Squid, Stop, Stun, Swapper, Thanos, Trap, and Tycoon. B tier, we have Boomerang, Booster, Lego or Brick or however you want to call it, Confusion, Cult, no, not Duelist. What is wrong with me? Defense, Diamond, Dominance, now is Duelist, Jupiter, Mitten, Phantom, Plague, Shield, Spring. Which one is this? Table Flip, Warp, and Wormhole. C tier, we have Elude, Fort, Moon, Random Number Generator or RNG, Snowball, Space, Spin, and ZZZZZZ or Sleepy or Sleeper or whatever. At D tier, the 3 worst gloves in the game, for PvP at least. Buddies, Pole, and Redacted. All these gloves are terrible. So guys, that's it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Remember to like, subscribe, join my group link below in the description. Once I reach 200 subscribers, I'm gonna host a 500 Robux giveaway. So remember to do that. I also have now a Discord server, which is also linked below in the description, a Spotify playlist, and a ton of other stuff. So goodbye.